Welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha, a podcast shared by David Roylance. This podcast is dedicated to guiding you to completely eliminate the discontent mind and the suffering it causes by attaining enlightenment. Learn and practice the teachings of Gotama Buddha that will guide you to fully attain a peaceful, calm, serene, and content mind with joy. To support this podcast, visit patreon.com/supportbuddha or visit buddhadailywisdom.com, where you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online learning resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Now, here's our teacher to share more.
Chapter 10. What is merit? Merit is an important teaching to understand as it relates to the path to Nibbana. Merit is thought of as a unique type of Dhamma. Merit is wholesome Dhamma generated through generous offerings and gifts to the community of bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, and anyone that has attained one of the 4 stages of Nibbana. This community of people is referred to as the Aryan Sangha. Merit is generated by making offerings of money, supplies, food, time, and effort to support the sharing of Gotama Buddha's teachings. It is the Aryan Sangha who are responsible for guiding others to attain Nibbana. Bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, and anyone who has attained one of the 4 stages of Nibbana are considered deep students and practitioners of these teachings and support all others in guidance towards attaining Nibbana. If you make offerings to these people, you are supporting the continuation of the teachings that will help end discontentedness and the suffering it causes to all of humanity. To make offerings to the Aryan Sangha, the community of ordained practitioners, and any person who has attained one of the 4 stages of Nibbana, you are recognizing the importance of the teachings and supporting their continued growth. This is considered a unique type of wholesome Dhamma called merit. Sharing the teachings of Gotama Buddha requires an enormous amount of time, effort, and resources. Wherever you learn these teachings, those people need to use time and money to support their ongoing efforts to share the teachings with you. The vast majority of people who share these teachings with loving kindness and compassion would never ask for a payment for sharing the teachings, but instead offer them to you on a donation basis. The teachings are essentially shared at no cost, for free. But those who are sharing the teachings are spending their time, money, effort, and energy to do the work to share with you. Those who share the teachings in this way are doing so with generosity, loving kindness, and compassion for all beings. It is important that you do not just take this generosity, loving kindness, and compassion, but that you also return it back to those who are using their time, money, effort, and energy to help you. You should also help them. As people are sharing with you, you can share with them. And you can also initiate sharing on your own without any expectation of obtaining something in return. The practice of generosity and sharing is a powerful way to help cultivate a mind free of greed or craving. Without sharing and practicing generosity to create merit, a person would be unable to attain enlightenment, as the mind would still be holding on and would not have eliminated craving. It is through making offerings to the teachers of these teachings that one is acknowledging with appreciation and gratitude that the teachings have helped them in their life, and they are making offerings to help the teacher help others. It is only through the generosity of people before you that the teachings have been preserved and shared worldwide to finally reach you. The people before you have already made donations of time, money, effort, and energy to help these teachings reach you. Now, instead of just taking the teachings to benefit your life, you can also help those yet to come behind you by practicing generosity and giving to benefit those in the future. Your offering that produces merit helps those who share these teachings with you, and you are helping those people after you who will learn and progress with these teachings in the generations yet to come. Oftentimes, people feel one must be wealthy in assets to generate merit. Some feel to generate large quantities of merit, one must have extreme wealth to give money, donations, supplies, etc. to bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, temples, teachers, etc. It is thought that the more we give, the more we will receive good things in this life or future lives based on the total amount of money we give. This is not true. Wealth by itself is not an indication of whether someone is a good moral person or not, and whether their deeds are wholesome. Wealth does not pave the way to Nibbana. Just as being wealthy does not pave the way to attaining Nibbana, being poor or having less money does not inhibit you either. The amount of money you have acquired is not important in terms of Nibbana. What is important is how you acquire your wealth, right livelihood, see the Eightfold Path, and what you do with it once it is acquired through your right intentions, right speech, and right actions. Merit is generated and inherited by you and you alone. You are the owner of your own merit. You are not able to transfer or inherit merit from another person. Gotama Buddha explains clearly in his teachings that we are the owner and heir of our Gama. Gotama Buddha taught us that beings are the owners of their Gama, heirs of their Gama. They have Gama as their origin, Gama as their relative, Gama as their resort. Whatever Gama they do, good or bad, they are its heirs. Merit is a unique type of Gama, and Gotama Buddha made it clear that Gama cannot be transferred to another person, that it is only through our own wholesome actions that we create wholesome results. Merit cannot be accumulated and then transferred to another person. It is only through our own actions that we produce either wholesome or unwholesome Gama. Merit and Gama are two teachings that are interconnected. Practicing generosity to attain merit. One of our goals in life is to create wholesome Gama and minimize or eliminate the unwholesome production of Gama into the world. Accumulating merit is one way that we can put wholesome Gama into the world. We can do this with donations, giving supplies, giving our time or effort to help support the distribution, teaching, and sharing of these teachings. Money, supplies, time, effort, etc. are all just some ways that we can assist in supporting the growth of these teachings across the world. Through supporting these efforts, one is creating merit, which is wholesome Gama. At the same time, you will be practicing generosity, which helps you to eliminate the poison of greed or craving. It is important to cultivate a mind that practices generosity to train it to eliminate the poison of greed, craving, attachment, and desire. In this way, through making meritorious offerings to support the sharing of these teachings, you are also receiving the benefit of reduced craving. Merit and Gama are interconnected in that through the wholesome actions of giving, you are also receiving benefits to your own practice through generosity, which will reduce craving in the mind. Generosity is a practice of giving and helping others. This action can help you develop and cultivate a more caring and compassionate mind. Generosity without judgment or expectation of anything in return is a practice that can transform the mind in ways you never thought possible. Giving of time, effort, goods, supplies, or money to assist in the sharing of these teachings will help you to create merit. We all have something to give, and these teachings only continue through those who are benefiting from the teachings. The reason you are receiving beneficial teachings is because countless people before you made offerings to the Aryan Sangha to continue the teachings from the time of Gotama Buddha until now. Without their generosity, you would not be able to learn and benefit from these teachings. Your offerings to support these teachings help you and those after you. By giving to the Aryan Sangha, you are practicing loving kindness and compassion through actions to help support the continued growth of these teachings and helping to support the learning of people after you. Generosity is important, and we should practice generosity by giving to others and important causes. We can practice generosity not only by giving to the Aryan Sangha, but also by giving to people in charitable efforts without any expectation of anything in return. By practicing generosity, you will accumulate Gama for yourself, but more importantly, you will cultivate a mind with loving kindness for all beings and compassion for all beings without judgment, and the mind will eliminate craving, desire, attachment. Through giving and helping others, we develop loving kindness and compassion while also practicing non-attachment to our own possessions or wealth. Through the personal choice of being generous and giving, it helps to eliminate the unwholesome root of craving. It is common to give to others, including making offerings to a teacher who is helping you. It is not expected or required, but a personal choice. You will find being generous to those around you is a helpful practice to train the mind to eliminate craving. This understanding could lead one to think you must be wealthy and that those who are less fortunate cannot produce merit by practicing generosity. This could not be further from the truth, but it is a common belief held by many. The absolute best way for us to create the highest quality of Gama is by completely eliminating unwholesome Gama production. The way we do this is to practice these teachings to include meditation. By doing breathing mindfulness meditation or loving kindness meditation, we are practicing the entire Eightfold Path during those moments. Thus, all unwholesome Gama production has ceased. During meditation, we are not producing any unwholesome Gama. We have eliminated unwholesome Gama production from our life for those moments of meditation. Through the practice of meditation and elimination of unwholesome Gama production, Gotama Buddha explains we are creating the highest level and highest quality of Gama for ourselves, which is beneficial to the entire world. Gotama Buddha explains in his teachings that the most expensive gifts and highest priced items given do not generate nearly as much wholesome Gama as one who does breathing mindfulness meditation, and second to that, one who does loving kindness meditation. So accumulating Gama or merit does not require any money or supplies whatsoever. It only requires that we dedicate time to meditation, which will produce wholesome Gama. The ripple cause and effect of your meditation is wholesome Gama into the world. Thus, you can know that your individual wholesome intentions and actions of meditation will produce goodness for you and the entire world. One does not need to be wealthy to accumulate the highest quality of Gama. It only requires dedication and commitment to a meditation practice. If you are able, it is beneficial to offer donations of money, time, or effort to the Aryan Sangha to assist in the elimination of suffering in the world. Gotama Buddha's teachings have been carried forward over time by people like you who support bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, temples, teachers, meditation centers, and other causes associated with sharing his teachings worldwide. However, if you do not have money, you can offer your time and effort to include accumulating the highest form and highest quality of Gama by doing meditation. By doing meditation, you have thus made the highest offering possible to the world by applying effort to eliminate discontentedness in the mind. When you eliminate discontentedness in the mind, you are producing less and less unwholesome Gama that the world needs to deal with and experience from you. Without a word spoken, the calmness felt at the end of meditation is the calmness you created in the mind. It's like the world is quietly saying, "Thank you for sending us calmness and peace. Now we send it back to you." Meditation is the highest form of wholesome Gama you can produce, and therefore the Gama of meditation is returned to you immediately and instantaneously. Your meditation benefits you and it benefits the world. You should do meditation to benefit the mind and to benefit the world whenever you need it and for however long you need it. A daily practice is recommended. The end of each chapter will have learning resources for further exploration. You will be able to explore videos, podcasts, quizzes, etc. to deepen your learning of the content you read in each chapter. Please see the ebook for more details on these resources. As you have questions or need clarification on these teachings, you are welcome to post those into the Facebook group Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha, or contact the author privately for in-depth learning. Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha. Facebook.com/groups/Daily Wisdom 999.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To provide support for this podcast, visit patreon.com/support Buddha. To access more teachings, visit buddhadailywisdom.com. There, you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Remember to establish a daily, consistent meditation practice, along with learning and practicing these teachings. A well-developed meditation practice is the foundation in which to train the mind to attain enlightenment.